It is, I'm really delighted and happy that I'm participating with you today. Now, today I'm going to discuss about the solutions and the technologies which we as Barracuda have to help people to mitigate all the risks that comes with the digital transformation. Now, let me share my presentation with you first. Now, today I'm going, as I told you, I'm going to discuss about the digital transformation and how we are going to secure everything we are planning to move on. And thank you, Anisha. And by the way, Bell, the keynote was very, very, very nice. I loved it. It is enlightening. All right, so this is my agenda for today. So first, I'm going to talk about the digital transformation, or what is the need for digital transformation. And next, I'm going to talk about the 5 stages in brief, just in brief, of how we are going to transform in 5 stages. And after that, I'm going to talk about the Barracuda digital transformation research. Then there will be 4 steps to secure the enterprise. After that, we will have the solutions which we have in Barracuda, how to secure all these 4 stages. And at the end, I'm going to discuss about the compliance, which is a request or it's a necessity for any company or any enterprise to have that compliance. Now, initially, I'm going to take about the Barracuda. Let's say, who are Barracuda? Who are we? What are we doing in this market, and where we are? So we are in US, California headquarters, and the company was founded in 2003. We are currently available or exist in 15 countries, and all of these countries we have offices. Now we have more than 1,600 plus employees, and we have more than 150,000 customers worldwide, at a revenue of almost $500 million. This is Barracuda. Now, why do we need to go for digital transformation? What are the needs? So initially, I thought that I'm going to share my experience. I've been in the IT field since 1998. So I believe it is time now to share my experience after all these years. Now you can do the math, how many years are there? I've collected some information from digital transformation topics around the world, and I believe these are my information. These are my beliefs about digital transformation. So initially, as Bill said in the keynotes, COVID-19 has impacted us heavily to the way that we are changing our thinking about the information and about the things that we are seeing or we are dealing with. So the digital transformation required to empower people, to give them some collaboration. In addition to that, we need to engage customers more and more, so the customers will have some better experiences. One of the things that for the businesses, of course, any business would like to optimize their operations, especially in this COVID-19 pandemic. And better reports, better analysis, better decision making. This is what I believe. And the accelerator for moving to digital transformation was the pandemic, and of course the use of higher potential of technology. Now the technology is around the world, everywhere. It is developing, heavily developing. And of course, this is something normal for a human that we need to develop ourselves. Now, from my point of view, these are the stages to move to digital transformation. Now, of course, at the beginning, you have to digitize your documents and organize the contents, then automate the process, and then streamline the process. And at the end, you can just transform the process to something much better, much collaborative. Now, decision making and progresses So these are the main things, the main stages, which I believe you can successfully move to digital transformation. Now, once you move into this area, there is a necessity for cybersecurity, because you are opening your data, you are opening everything you have to go digital, to go in the cloud, to go everywhere. So you have to have the sense of protecting all these assets, all these investments that you have done in digital transformation from attackers, because attackers are there around the world, and their food, they are being fed by digital transformation, frankly speaking. But you have to have that, they have to have that sense of cybersecurity. We have done a research on digital transformation, and this was it was a global survey, and we know that the IT decision makers, they have some ideas, and they have done a tremendous work during COVID-19. So I'm going to go fast into that, because I have around 45 slides and I have only 20 minutes, and in math, this is 30 seconds per slides. So we have asked the IT people, we have asked the IT managers, how much time you are spending on managing cyber attacks? And these were on the screen, what you are seeing, these were the answers. So 6 hours per week, and in a day, or let's say most of the people, or say a lot of people, like for example, total 29%, they're spending at least 1 day. We have also asked another question, what is that what is the public cloud, and have you done any security solutions to the public cloud? And 62% would answer yes, that was in 2017. But as of now, 52% in total, they said yes, but there are still 39% they said no, but they are planning to. So there are a lot of people, they are going and planning to digitally transform their data, their applications, e-commerce, a lot of things. And only 7% they said no, and we have 2 plans, which means that they are planning just to close, or they are just not planning to move on with the digital transformation. The other questions we have asked that, do you believe your organization applications are fully protected in the public cloud? And around 55% they said yes, we believe so. The next question we did is that, what would you expect the consequence to be for organizations with poor application security? Now, in other words, we are asking is that, what will happen if you didn't secure your application? 55% they said we will lose sensitive mission critical data. Now, data is money. Data is very important. If you are losing data, that means that you are losing the business. And a lot of attacks, a lot of impacts happened on companies and organizations around the world, and they have spent millions of dollars just to recover from these attacks. So this is something serious to be taken, and not to be taken lightly. Being a subject to successful cyber attack, yes, of course, this is normal. A potential temporary shutdown of mission critical application. Just imagine if an e-commerce website that brings the money and brings sales to any company that was shut down for 1 hour, what would be the impact? This is a huge. We're not talking about $10 or $20. We're talking about thousands of dollars, or we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. People, a lot of companies, they have lost millions of dollars because of cyber attacks. So this is very important. And of course, loss of customers. When a customer, he knows that a company that has been attacked, he will immediately say that, okay, they are not protecting themselves, and I'm not protecting my cards. I'm not protecting my IDs. I'm not protecting anything with them. So I will not going to work with this company anymore. This is a fact. This is something we need to take into consideration. Now, customers tell us that they are facing some challenges, and these are the list of challenges and why it is matters. So the first challenge is about the digital transformation. It's becoming a differentiator in every function, every industry. Now, security concerns almost everything you do. Clouds, software as a service is the new way to support the business innovation. And of course, loft and frag. Now, security matters more than ever. That is the short for digital transformation. So security is a must. Security is something that is required to be considered. Security is harder to manage than ever. Do you think so? Not anymore. It used to be in the past, but not anymore. Now, protecting your data is something very critical, and this is a must. The last thing is that yesterday technology is no longer good enough. Now we have to move on to the next level of technology. Well, he has talked about the machine learning, he has talked about the AI, and this is really impacting our life. This is really impacting our way of thinking about things, and this is really a fact. Machine learning and AI is a must nowadays. This is the normal in the news. You hear about companies, big companies, big names that has been attacked. And this is something you don't want to happen to your business. You don't want this or something like that to happen to your websites, or let's say e-commerce, or a banking, or whatever. So this is really serious, and you need to have this sense of having that security awareness. This is now, in my opinion, I believe that we can do, or we can secure all the businesses in 4 very simple ways. Now, the first, email, then network apps and data, and then you have to have anytime, anywhere access, and then you have to also protect your cloud applications. Now, I'm going to go through all of these stages or steps one by one, and hopefully I can deliver the message. Now, step number 1 is the email. Now, email threats are evolving. They are not like before. Earlier in the past, it was just like an email gateway, and there is a spam, and there is a database for spam, and all the gateways are by default blocking all the spams. But as of today, it is much more complex. Now, there is a brand impersonation, and there is a business email compromise, and there is a distracted email and purchased credential. These credentials are being used online for many years now. And of course, personal accounts now are being attacked, and conversation hijacking. I think you have seen someone, you heard from someone that an email came from a company, and they were having the same subject and the same conversation as a reply. Now, how did they know about that email? This is called conversation hijacking, account takeover. Now, a lot of people on Twitter or on Facebook, they have taken, hackers have taken their accounts. Now, this also can happen to you in your email, that someone can take your account, and then you don't have access to it anymore. And it happened with customers. I know some of them. Let's face it. This is the first step. 96% of attacks starts with an email. And social engineering itself represents 93% of email breaches. This is why Verizon. So email is the first step to secure your information, is to secure your email. This is a must. Now, what do we do, or what do we have for an email? We have came across multiple engineerings, multiple development and researches. And we said that we will have a full solution for the email, starting with the normal essentials, which is the inbound and outbound security, encryption, archiving, and compliance. And then we will have the cloud backup. Now, cloud backup is a must. You must have a backup. because anything could happen at any point of time. There is no solution that can protect you 100%. There should be at least 0.1 or 0.2% a chance that your information will be leaked. So you should have a cloud backup, or at least a backup. Now, email continuity, let's say all the services are online now. Email continuity is a must. Why? Because those services might go down for some reason. Now, you still want to have some email continuity. And in addition to that, we have added an AI for social engineering detection. That AI works directly with Office 365. It's an API integrated, and it has a lot of functions and features, including detection of spear phishing and social engineering. This is very complex and very sophisticated. It's not a policy based. Now that is what differentiates us. It's not a policy based. This is something happens through our machine learning engines, and it's running around the clock 24/7. Of course, DMARC is a must nowadays. It's not a luxury anymore. Security awareness. Security awareness is that we are talking about employees. Now, employees, they should have how the attack looks like. At least they should have that information. And we have a product called Fishline. It's an user awareness simulation that every employee in any company should take these trainings, and he should be aware about the type of attack. So if anything comes into his inbox, he will immediately detect by himself that this is a phishing and I'm not going to reply or open whatever in that email. Now, of course, in addition to that, we have forensics and incident response engine, and that engine is very important when you want to mitigate any attack that happened on your inbox. Now, of course, all of these services are SaaS, so nothing you have to put in your data center. There is nothing. It's all working from the cloud, right? If you are asking about forensics and incident response, it's basically a portal that helps you to mitigate if there is an attack that has been found, or let's say a bad email that has been found in one mailbox. Maybe one user has reported that, but the same email might have been gone to multiple users, but they did not report so. And instead of searching for users who have received those mails, or let's say these attack mails, now you can immediately run the forensics and incident response, and it will automatically remove the same email from all the mailboxes. Now this helps a lot. Instead of spending hours and days in mitigating the attack, what happened now, this will help you to mitigate the attack in 5 minutes. This is very important engine. Now, what the companies, or let's say what Forrester is saying, what is telling us about the Barracuda, we are in the leaders in email security. Of course, with Office 365 integration and the innovation solution of Sentinel, we have become one of the preferred email security vendors around the world. Now, we talked about the email. Next, we will talk about the network applications and data. And by the way, most of the slides are happening here because securing the network and securing the applications is something that is not easily to be done, but we can do it right away. Now, network and application protection, where the network boundaries and where is it going? Now, initially, the boundaries were around the perimeter firewall in your company. And after the perimeter firewall, it's over to the internet. But nowadays, it's not like that before. Now, this is the distributed enterprises. This is just how it looks like that a company, head office, and they have multiple sites, and they are connecting these sites together. And in hybrid cloud, now we have added the cloud. So now everything, the applications are connected to multiple sites. Now, this is how it is now, and then maybe most of the IT team and IT people, they know about that. But what do we do in addition to that? Now, we have gathered all the solutions together and we put them in one single device, or multiple devices you can connect together and achieve that. Now, our Barracuda CloudGen firewall, it is purpose-built for distributed workloads. So if you have one site or 1,000 sites or 5,000 sites, we are there to cover all these sites and secure all these sites. Advanced security is there, optimized connectivity with secure SD-WAN. A lot of people, they heard about the SD-WAN, but the SD-WAN is a big topic, it's not something small. And we will talk about that in brief. Central management is a must. That is something you have to have. Many other vendors, they have central management, but it's not so easy to manage. Now, if you have 5 or 10 sites, it's so easy to manage, but if you have hundreds, if you have thousands of sites, and we have customers that much or that big, it is not really easy to use them. So we have the central management who can easily help you to manage thousands of sites without having to spend a lot of time just configuring them. Of course, in addition to that, we have the IIoT, which is Industrial Internet of Things, and the ICS. In addition to that, we have support for public cloud. And whether it is in Azure or Amazon, we do have that. We got you covered. Deep integration with public cloud platforms, flexibility licensing option, a lot of things. Now, these are the solutions what we have in the Barracuda CloudGen firewall, and this is really amazing. We have reached into that. And in digital transformation, you must have all these technologies, all those solutions you must have, because it will ease your life and you can go sleep at night in peace. I know the IT people, usually they don't sleep in peace. Now, the world's first firewall with SD-WAN. This is Barracuda. We have the SD-WAN since 2009. And in 2017, only the SD-WAN came into the industry and they were talking about it. But we have the maturity in SD-WAN. We have a lot of more features than any other vendor in the world. And one of these features that we can have up to 24 tunnels. We have an automatic detection of latency, automatic detection of real bandwidth now. And of course, you can dynamically move the data between all the multiple links that you have. And you can customize your application to go through a specific link, for example, for the least latency or for the highest bandwidth. This is something it really mature. This is the real SD-WAN. Now, we have another product called CloudGen WAN, and that is a cloud-native product. We were the first to do that with Microsoft, and the CloudGen WAN is basically a distribution of boxes or firewalls where you can manage everything from the cloud, from Azure, and you can simply connect any Barracuda box through the platform, through the Azure platform. And it's a fully featured next generation firewall. So the simplicity and the ease of management, this is exactly what we do. It's easy, it's secure, and it is cloud native. You don't have to host the management anymore in your workloads or part of your workloads. No, you can do it directly from the cloud. And of course, you can use the Microsoft portal to buy that or to go through that. Now, CloudGen WAN also, it works in a way that if a company has multiple sites and globally distributed sites, for example, one in US and another one in Europe, the CloudGen WAN will use Azure, what we call Azure Global Network. So the company in Europe, they don't have to connect to the data center in Qatar, for example. No, it will connect to the data center in Europe, and then all the traffic will go through Azure Global Network, which is much faster and the bandwidth is really high. This is usually for enterprise customers, and we have that already. This is the CloudGen WAN for Azure, and this is how it works. Brilliant. Now, now we have an idea that firewalls does exist from multiple vendors, but now there are more industries to cover. Since that we are working from home, or let's say 50% home and 50% from office, now we have to have that insights of what's happening in our factories, what's happening in our machines. Now, we were talking about that robots are coming into the picture heavily, and these machines and robots and production lines, you have to have some information, some insight of what's happening in there. Now, this is where IoT or IIoT comes into the picture. The target industries for the IoT and IoT are basically manufacturing, people in the factories, production lines, CCTV cameras. This can come into the picture. In addition to that, the industrial world, everything that comes into the industry. For example, things like distributed industries, and these industries have vehicles, and these are moving vehicles. So those industries, they need IoT and they need IoT. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. Energy industry, they also need that. Automotive, healthcare specifically, they are the most important nowadays in COVID-19. They're the most important industry, and we really need to protect the healthcare industry from such attacks. Now, in any healthcare, you will find a lot of let's say applications, a lot of machines, like the X-ray machines, like the MRI, CT scan, and many other machines. And these machines really needs to be protected individually, not like an open network like the current deployments of most of the healthcare companies. Now, IoT is an Internet of Things. IIoT is the industrial Internet of Things, and OT is the operational technology. Operational technology means that devices that are used to monitor specific, let's say, equipment by running some sensors or running some scripts. This is how it works. So this is all about the IoT and IIoT. Now, these are the industrial boxes, industrial firewalls. So we don't have just a firewall that can be deployed on-prem. No, we have also industrial firewalls. These firewalls are being used in specific locations, like outdoor sites. And in addition to that, where it is being, or there is a need for something that can sustain high humidity, sustain high temperatures. So these are our group of boxes that are rigidized. They are really having some use cases. And by the way, we also include Wi-Fi and 4G in these devices. So what you can do, you can connect any remote site that doesn't have an infrastructure for internet, like a DSL or a fiber or something like that. You can do it simply by using the 4G internet link, and this is being used even here in Qatar. And I'm based in Qatar, by the way. Now, these are some of the use cases, not all of them, but we believe that those devices can be used for connecting an ATM machine, a kiosk in general, a point of sale, CCTV and outdoor surveillance, vehicles on wheels. Now, food industry, they have a lot of vehicles moving in the street. And they have also handheld devices, the drivers, or say the account managers who are deliver food, they have handheld devices, and they can scan how much how many boxes he has delivered to a specific location. And these devices, since that it has a Wi-Fi, so he can easily upload all the data directly to your data center. Now, if you are, for example, from if you're in your office and you want to look at the cameras, whether it was in a vehicle or it was in a factory or it was anywhere, you can just basically connect these small devices to your data center, to your network, and secure connectivity. Of course, not like an open internet, no, not like that. And you can easily look at them, you can easily manage, you can easily check what is happening on that side. Of course, alerts, monitoring, a lot of things can be used to. Cooling systems and HVAC. Now, you don't want, for example, you don't want your AC in a specific location, like, for example, in food industries again, you have food that are frozen, and you don't want that food to get messed up by a dead AC. So you can always monitor that refrigerator if it is working correctly or if it is not working correctly by using these devices. Now, many use cases. I'm not going to talk about them all, but the good thing is that you can connect those machines to your data center, whether it was in Amazon Web Services or it was in Azure or it was in your HQ head office, and you can definitely analyze all the data coming into it. Very simple, very secure. We can do up to 25,000 connection on our systems. Yes, we have that capacity. So it's not a barrier. And of course, the industrial protocols, which are the SCADA protocols, we can identify them and we can allow and protect your network from any intruders, whomever they were. Now, services to secure, there are a lot. Sandboxing, static code analysis, this is what we can do. Behavior and heuristic analysis, security analysis in general, advanced signature analysis. This is something we can do. We can protect all these remote sites. It's not just connecting them. It is connecting them and protecting your data center and protecting your devices from any intruder who tries to get into your network or who tries to hack into your network. This is our job. Now, step 3, network access anytime from anywhere. Everybody knows in COVID-19, a lot of people, they are working full time from home. They are working maybe the full 8 hours or the full week from home. So you have to give your employees an access to your data. Now, usually, or let's say during the COVID-19, we have seen a lot of customers, they are using the VPN tunnel. But let's face it, VPN is not flexible enough to give a secure access to your data center. It will give a network access in general. What we have here, we have a product called 𝐾𝐲𝐿 and that product does not work as a VPN or a VPN client. It's not like that. Now, it's an innovative zero trust network access, which in short ZTNA. It's a solution that provides secure access to application and workflows from any device, from any location. And it will continuously verify that only the right person with the right device and the right permission can access the company data or application. This is very important because the VPN will give you access to the whole network, and you just need to put some policies with it. But what if you have a hybrid, let's say, deployment, like you have an application on-prem, you have another application on Azure, and you have another third application on Amazon? How you will give access through the VPN? Do you want your employee to connect to, every time he wants to connect a specific application, to go through a specific link? No. 𝐾𝐲𝐿 access will give access to all locations at once. You don't have to configure VPN tenants anymore. Now, this is very important. And in VPN, you will not be able to monitor what this user accessed, when did he access. how much time he spent on a specific application. You will not get this information. With a CloudGen access, you will have all this information, and this is required for auditing. This is required for compliance. This is very important. Now, Zero Trust Network Access, it's Secure Connect. It's a cloud-first, identity-driven security, user and device. It has a continuous verification as it holds, and it has the scalability. So if you have even more than 3 sites, we can connect them all. You can always give access to the user, and it is policy-based. And of course, privacy is maintained. Now, there are some other ZTNA solutions in the market, but you have to give away the identities, where in CloudGen access, you don't have to do that. Everything will happen from your data center. Of course, this is being used as a solution for landing zones. So you will give secure access to internal applications and data, multi-cloud and workloads, and for SaaS applications. This is very simple. I think I've exceeded my time. Cloud application security. Now, this is basically the WAF. Now, we have a lot of innovations happened in this area, but we have we have a solution for that, which is the Barracuda Cloud Application Protection. We will cover it all. Wherever you want to deploy, whatever you want to deploy on-prem, or whether it was on the cloud, we will cover it all. It's a comprehensive security product and massive scalable. As you have seen here, protections are in multiple layers, many ways, and whether it is in public cloud, service provider, or on-prem, we have it all covered. Of course, we have WAF for appliance, WAF as an appliance, WAF in public cloud, WAF as a service, and virtual appliances. Now, I'm sorry, I have to run fast, and WAF as a service as well. Now, for WAF as a service, we have, of course, we are using the Azure network, and we have the WAF as a service distributed across the world in all the data centers. So whether you are in Qatar or anywhere else, you will always reach to the nearest site. The last thing I'm going to talk about is maintaining compliance, which is data are growing, 200 regularity updates per day. Too many things for maintaining compliance. $9 billion spent on e-discovery investigations. So how are you going to do that? Simply policy development, deployment, continuous discovery, and then audit. We have a product that can help you to manage the data that are being stored on OneDrive, for example, or an email. What type of data? It's called Barracuda Data Inspector. So it's just works like an XDR, if you heard about an XDR, and it's 100% SaaS. Now, this is my presentation. This is not the end of it, but we are doing 1 billion email every day. We have 90 billion messages archived. We are doing email protection for 57,000 customers. This is who we are. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. We are covering all the products. We are covering people, covering networks, applications, and data. Please feel free to call me. Feel free to get in touch with me for any of these solutions, and I will be happy to help. Thank you so much.